Hello everyone and welcome to the final match in Stahleck 2015. The biggest 1.0 Agot Joust tournament there ever was and ever will be.
I think so.
It'd be hard. I'd be hard pressed to see. 2.0 might be bigger, sure, but this is where that game went at. And I gotta say, while they're sorting out their cards here, this is sad for me.
It's very sad.
I like this game. I don't know why someone else got to decide that I was gonna stop playing it, but I've stopped playing it because I'm just that obedient. The people talking is I'm Pontus Strimling, and this is
Andreas.
Aldrin, that is, not the man with the guns, but the man who, should we say, almost won the Melee finals
a
bit
too
World
close for
Championship.
comfort.
Too close for comfort. But I know that he now has that 15th power token framed and on the wall at home, so he won't forget it next time. And we will see other people playing. It's not us in this finals.
That would have been nice.
That would have been at the Swedish final. We were hoping for that, but sadly that's not. On the other hand, these are two great guys.
They are, for sure.
Representing Spain is Jesus.
Valdes, I think.
Valdes. Who is playing Darkwing, Dark Words.
Yes. And on the other side we have Helmut, Hohberger, I think. From Germany. Bavaria, maybe? I think so. And I think it's from München. Is that in Bavaria?
That's certainly possible.
Certainly possible. No one cares.
Everything I know about German geography comes from board games.
All right. And Jesus is not very famous, you would say, I think. Not outside of Spain, at least. But Helmut... Very famous. Very famous rules lawyer. And Germany hasn't had a strong meta, or hasn't been a big presence. It's been Helmut and some few others, but mostly it's been... And this year, did that change. There were several new, really strong players coming out of Germany. I think there were 5 Germans in the cut in Joust.
There were 5 Germans in the cut in Joust. They won the team tournament, not losing a single game, not a single set all day. They were really dominating this year, and of course Helmut went to the finals.
That's pretty okay.
And he might still win it. What do we know? We know nothing.
We do see a very good setup from Helmut. Everything you want to see. You see 2 characters. You see the Longship Iron Victory, the draw, the choke, and a reducer. Street of Silk.
Not just a reducer. Street of Silicon setup is extra bonus points.
It is the reducer.
It's the reducer. On the other hand, his opponent cannot be sad either. Jesus has got Sam, which is pretty nice on setup against Kings of Winter, who might just want to make it winter.
Maybe.
Especially with Wintertime Marauders out, which is... Let's just say that card is slightly better when it's winter and it gets to discard stuff. Otherwise, it's not a great card.
It does have a War Crest.
It does have a War Crest, even if it is in winter. Helmut... Since we have the deck list now, we can say that Helmut plays with 3 white ravens in his deck. And my guess is that we just saw the reason for that. As he's restricted, he's playing Fury of the Kraken. To get that to be a Kraken going. So he wants to play that as his first plot. In which case, he doesn't want to look for that raven. He wants the raven to be in his hand. Which is what you get when you play 3 of them.
And in this matchup, it hits Stark.
It would have. But his opponent is a very clever man. Jesus is a very clever man.
Of course.
And his opening plot is Forgotten Plans to make sure that Fury does not hit him.
Do you think Alvaro scouted a little bit when he got knocked out? I think so.
Oh, I think by this point in the finals, they both know what the other's restricted is. And we know, so we can tell you. On the one hand, you've seen the Fury. On the other hand, Jesus is playing with Mira Reed. And
I think
boy,
we can see her in the
while
Helmut,
I'm
actually.
sad to see 1 point on go, that card, I will not miss it.
Good riddance.
Good riddance.
Okay. Have they drawn? I don't think so. Are they even deciding on first player still?
They're looking at the cards. They're thinking. They're in marshalling, so they have drawn cards
there we
while
go.
we were talking. Triggering Sam on that Green Sea Raven. And I guess Helmut chose Jesus to go first. It's a Hunger Mob, and there's a Refugee. He also has the Winter King's Road out, which is, I mean, Winter King's Road and Sam against Kings of Winter. That's very good. That's just very good.
It's very nice. He didn't see much economy though, so if he can get a little bit of a choke going.
If Helmut can get a little bit of a choke going, this is going to be trickier.
Five gold for Helmut. Let's see if he does have that Winter Raven in his hand.
Now, we saw the camera shake a bit, and I was thinking about this. For those who haven't been to Stahleck and are looking at this video, we can tell you that this is a room filled with quite drunk people.
Quite.
who also want to see the game, but they're crowding around the table, and I think the way to make sure that next year the camera isn't moved at all is to just kill everyone who hasn't gone through. If you're out of the cut, you're dead. After all, in Game of Thrones, you either win or you die.
That is very true. So we see
We see the choke going.
he gets out. He makes it winter, of course, first. Ice Fisherman, and then he steals his Mira coin.
His Mira coin is stolen. What I don't understand right now, what surprises me, why didn't Helmut go first? Choke usually wants to go first, right? So that they can choke the opponent.
Of course. I think that he wanted... So he doesn't know if his opponent has a Raven in hand, right?
Yeah?
And I think he wanted to go second in order to not give him draw before his marshalling with Sam in play and making it winter. Could be.
That's a good call. Not giving him those 2 extra cards to be used this turn around. And there is, let me see if I can run with Renown Asha.
And Mord. Ouch. This also could have been a very big reason for...
Mord is, and he's looking at the card now, it's in dominance, the opponent has to pay you 1 gold, or
you get to choose a character with cost 3 or lower and shuffle it back into his deck. This is only if you win dominance though, so...
You have to win dominance. Okay.
But it does restrict Jesus very much.
Yeah. I haven't seen that card being played much. I've seen it in a few decks. In Choke, it's probably a good idea.
It's very good. I play it together with Motleys in my Baron Knights deck. It's very, very, very nice.
That's also nice. Forcing the opponents to make hard choices. Osha coming in for the Intrigue Challenge. Which is rough, because now he blocks, and now Osha can just leave that challenge. I like her ability. And she does so. But Helmut wins the challenge and gets to kneel the King's Road. Do you think they'll remember this?
If not, I think there's
There's
a
a
judge.
judge. There we go.
The rules lawyer shouldn't forget, right?
The rules lawyer should never forget. But he has been playing for, I don't know what, 14 hours at this point.
Mans Raider gets discarded.
And I mean, technically, oh, there we go. Someone pointed out that King's Road is also knelt.
I think it was Helmut that pointed it out, even.
No, there was a hand coming in from nowhere.
Oh, I thought it was from Helmut. Oh well.
If he has 3 hands. Coming in for a power challenge without much point. Yeah.
Could be.
I really like the situation from Helmut's point of view right now. I mean, you're looking at the board, you're seeing all this, you're saying, I can get through in power with my Wintertime Marauder, get rid of my opponent's only economy location. Oh.
See, this is why you defend
Oh.
a power challenge from a Darkwings deck. Of course they have support of the kingdom in hand. Why
Why
not?
wouldn't it? It's 75 cards in the deck. One of them is support of the kingdom. That's the one they have.
He did get to use it before, but
That was a very important play.
Jesus was lacking a lot of economy. He only had one location.
Only one economy, one location, and now his hand is safe from that King's Road as well. Even if they get discarded to Wintertime Marauders, his hand is safe. This is... that was... That was a big deal.
So he comes through with a military challenge for 3.
I saw Varys in hand there. That's a good card in most matchups. In this one,
Do you know what?
is Mord ally?
Yes.
Mord is an ally.
There is this one ally in his
There's
deck.
just one ally in his deck, and it's out on the board right now. So while Helmut is getting off to a good start, Crusader Jesus has the right counters. It's gonna be a fun game, and possibly the last game of 1.0 that I will look at. So I'm glad it's turning out this way.
Seems like he will defend.
Military.
He's not winning dominance. And he gets to trigger his Wintertime Marauders.
Yeah. And the Wintertime Marauder has to take out one of those King's Roads, right? There's no real alternative to that.
I think so, yeah. So I think, being the rules lawyer that he is, he asked, "Do you have an action?"
Mm-hmm.
And if Jesus passes on the action, Helmut could have also passed, and Osha would have stayed knelt. Now, in this situation, that won't happen, but he's just making sure to make Jesus have to think all the time.
And he also didn't forget the response on his Wintertime Marauders, and it's going to be one of the kings. He took his own.
He wants it back.
He wants it back. It belongs in my discard pile, on my side of the table.
So he did get to draw a card as well.
He get to draw a card.
How early do you think you will see an offensive Valor from Helmut?
I don't know. He has 2 saves out. It's tricky. Dominant took Jesus and and Helmut pays a gold to save his refugee. See, sure, a Valar right now gives him a strong board position, but he likes that Mord and he likes that Ice Fisherman, and he has to give both of them up.
Yeah, I think it's very unlikely to see it now, but maybe next round.
Maybe. Or maybe liking them is problematic. Maybe he should do it now. I don't know what his hand is, but maybe now Valar and then just throttle the opponent now. Be satisfied with the choke you already have.
I think he's gonna make sure to crunch through the opponent's hand with his agenda for a little bit.
That's probably right. He wants that hand to be low before he Valars. And a time for Wolves against a time for Raven. Both of them getting cards. Now this deck doesn't play Nymeria. This deck doesn't play Shaggy Dog. It plays a Grey Wind and it plays a Ghost. Neutral Ghost. Which
we're not even sure what it does. Not 100% at least. We have an idea.
Let's actually look into that.
So we think it's stealth, no attachments, and it gives something to the neutral Jon Snow. Well, any Jon Snow when he's in play, but we know that he plays the neutral one. He does look for Grey Wind. I think he's gonna make sure there's no fishing going on.
Or Mord.
But we do know he has.
Yeah. And a Green Seer, on the other hand.
I think he expected it at the gates, maybe?
I think he expected it at the gates.
Does he play at the gates?
He certainly plays at the gates.
Yeah, okay.
He plays at the gates, and he plays Lewin. And in a Darkwing Dark Words deck in Stark, that's just about the best card you can have.
It is.
I don't know how Hexus have been playing all day, but in both this game and in semifinals, he hasn't started at the gates. He's in no hurry to get that Lewin. I'm thinking that means he has events in his hand. If he doesn't have events in his hand, he's probably in more of a hurry to get that Lewin. It's a fantastic card advantage in Darkwing Dark Words. You almost always hit an event, and when you hit them, it's just... Now, he wants to kill off that fisherman.
Looks like it.
He saves him. I don't know. I think I would have let him die.
Depends on how many characters he has in hand.
I think I would have let him die, and then Vala the next round, using my 2 saves.
I'm a big fan of the offensive Valar with a lot of saves.
I love the offensive Valar. When the neutral Harrenhal got restricted now, Greyjoy, the offensive Valar, this was... Doesn't matter what else happened. Just having that offensive Valar back reliably. Such a strong thing.
So he discarded some economy from Jesus' hands with the agenda.
Counting his income. He's not flush with income either. I bet he's sitting there looking at that King's Road and thinking, that should have been mine.
Plays out a new save.
Yeah. Back to being able to Valar. Here comes Bale of Black Tide.
Not very strong against Darkwings.
Not very strong against not at his best. Still a very strong card. Stealth, 3 cost. Just about as close to a one of in every Greyjoy deck.
Of course.
It's sometimes the effect is nothing special, and sometimes the effect is just huge. When you know that Martell can't play anymore, he calls it thinking or choosing the spears. I mean, this is really the situation you want to be in. Or for Greyjoy, it's so important to limit the events from Lannister.
As a Lannister player, I can say Baylor has been a source of grief for me for a very long time.
And here comes a Frozen Solid on Longship Byron Victory. Very wise. Getting rid of the Greyjoy draw is very important. He can see that the Valar will come sooner or later. He doesn't want Helmut to have cards in hand when that happens. Mira Reed.
Gets to blank Marauders and Asha? Or Baylor?
Marauders and... Oh, doesn't matter much. To be a Kraken, cancelled that blank. Now he does have refugees. I was thinking that one way to go here would be not to do a military attack, make sure Mira Reed stays on the board. But of course he can just make sure to lose dominance, lose those refugees in dominance, and take Mira back into shadow.
Losing dominance is not a good idea, I think, with Mord on the board and no gold.
This is also true. Then I would definitely... if I was Helmut there, I would not do that military challenge. There's a stacked board. What doesn't matter to Jesus if he loses a refugee or a...
So, it's power he wants to go through then? It's 5 strength he's kneeling out. This should be a power, right? 5 strength.
It should be a power to make sure he gets through, and we can see that Xuza is picking up that bird. Not to give away an unopposed. And there he is. He's taking that power, and now he's going to trigger Windtime Marauders, and that's another King's Road. Extra important now, so that he doesn't lose his draw. And now Stark is sitting without any economy. He still has a few cards in hand, but
so
yeah.
Asha should be activated, I think.
Asha is probably activated.
Yeah, she is.
See, that makes me wonder. Was it really correct to target his own King's Road first? It wouldn't matter for much, but it matters for Asha.
Probably a mistake, yeah.
Probably a mistake from Mr. Rules Lawyer. That we can see now, sitting here.
Comfortably.
Well rested, lots of time to think, without the pressure, haven't played for 14 hours in a row before this. And yet, both of them are playing so perfectly that we get happy if we find even the slightest little hint of a mistake.
Because it's not a big one, right? It's far from an obvious one.
Far from an obvious one. But it won't matter for much. And if it matters for anything, it's going to go in the other direction. You want the card in the discard. 3 non-characters, right?
Yes.
Well, the King's Road certainly isn't a character.
It's very possible also that... so usually you want to make the intrigue first. But maybe this discard is what activated it. And he makes the power first, gets her activated, and then an intrigue.
That's very possible. In which case, He had to change his strategy due to this, which I'm now going to call a massive, massive mistake. We sometimes, when we train, we take these fail tokens to make sure that you limit your mistakes and you try to limit how many fail tokens you take. And Helmut, you know I love you, but I'm going to give you a fail token for that one. I'm saying proud now, but probably in the moment they're thinking about something else. There's something we're missing here, isn't there?
Of course. So he does decide to make the military, I guess, for strength.
I'm guessing Asha is in it as well. Or maybe not. There is that
Lethal counterattack.
lethal counterattack.
But there is that to be a Kraken as well. So
Does he have another one in his hand?
of course, why wouldn't he?
Having two to be a Kraken this early is more luck than Granger deserves.
He does have a shadow card in play as a Greyjoy player.
It's great that is rare. Shall we check out what it could be?
I'm thinking Boris Blount, or Varys, but
I'm looking through his list here, and I can't find it. Oh, Jaime Lannister.
Of course.
It is Jaime Lannister.
of course.
The card that's just a little bit too good. It's a 4 cost, but you can divide it into 2 rounds, which is nice if you're playing choke. It's draw.
As
It replaces itself. It has this intrigue. It has renown. I mean,
and as a Lannister player, I have to say I'm very sad that his name is Jaime Lannister.
you would be, wouldn't you?
And if his name is Jaime Lannister, why is he neutral? Why? Why?
Yeah, that's just what House Lannister needed. More in-house draw. That's reasonable.
I understand. I'm just sad.
He did get some extra Kingsguard Knights in Lannister
Yes.
to make sure that he draw caps you every time. I don't know if anyone has done it, and I don't know if it would be that good, but Song of Fire in Lannister. With Jaime and the Kingsguard, Goldtooth Mines, the King's Roads, can you get 4 draw, 4 cards easily?
Yeah. In my City of Shadows deck, for example, a card that easily could have drawn 5 extra cards each round. But then you lose the City of Shadows, or in a no agenda deck you lose the no agenda deck.
And with Lannister, the question is always: so now I have the gold and I have the draw. What do I do with it? Am I playing all these crappy characters? Is that my thing?
Yes, yes, of course.
I kneel the opponent, I do this stuff, and then I'm looking at the board and I'm going like, why do I have all the 2 strength characters without any keywords, and my opponent is sitting there with all these great characters?
We do have some of the best characters in 2nd edition, though.
In the 2nd edition, it's a very different thing.
Let's see.
But the 2nd edition Lannister is really Targaryens, without the burn.
No. They're finally where they are supposed to be. With tricks.
I like Lannister in 2nd edition. I might even play them.
Intrigue challenge, stealth.
Stealth on Asha.
Not much.
Unopposed. Take 1 of my cards.
To be a Kraken.
To be a Kraken!
Told you.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That was not the card you wanted to lose there.
No. So let's see. Is he losing dominance at this point? He has 7 versus 8 standing.
Yeah.
And he's coming through for military.
3, 4, 7, 8. That's what I get when counting as well. Military, unopposed, kill off that refugee.
So
I'm not sure the Mord makes such a difference. Do you even want to use Mord now? Oh, he can choose Mira.
and he can choose Osha to get rid of Greywind.
But he has the Valor. Or maybe he has too few. He wants more cards in hand before he does his Valor. Or get rid of the opponent's hand. Oh, he's reminding him of the order of responses. And Mord is going to go for... Right, because he gets to take that refugee away, so he gets to put Mira back into shadow. But Mord is going to do his response first, get rid of Mira Reed before she can sneak into shadow. He's saying, my response. Now, it's nice to be a rules lawyer at these times.
Let's see, who chose to go first? Is this something he's planned all along? So, no, Jesus had 4.
Had the choice, yeah. That should be it. He uses Greywind right away. Killing off that fisherman. Even after that display of more bravado, he didn't find a reason to get rid of him.
So do we know how much... Let's see, how many cards does he have? 5?
Against 1?
Against 1?
Maybe not a Valor.
At the gates?
At the gates to get another save.
Why not?
Why not? I have no idea why not. We're seeing lots of events. That Retreat is the top event.
We know he has a Varys, right?
But still, I mean, imagine if he hadn't taken that King's Road. If he didn't have support of the king there, his hand would have been much smaller after King's Road 2 times at least, going down to 3 instead of 5 cards. This is... I think we can safely say that was the play, and together with that Frozen Solid on your opponent's draw, it's what's keeping him in the game now.
Of course.
In the game now, where card draw is king.
So is it Vendemir or Muranmur maybe? I have to think it's Vendemir, right?
I think it's Vendemir. If
Especially
your
with
opponent
Greywind
has a Street of Silk, something you know you can trigger Mirror on, that might be the case. Keep him low this time. But I think Vendemir is the safe choice. And there we go. There is Vendemir. And not to forget, that's a nice little intrigue icon as well.
I think I can count the number of times he has been used in an intrigue challenge against me
I've
on
used
a hand.
it many times. In my Melee deck, House of Dream Foam Drinker, that I played last year, a Vendemir Intrigue Challenge, when you could boost him with all those fantastic ships, I was...
Vendemir and the Bane.
Vendemir, I made his Bane to back him up. I have Naval Escort to make him really strong.
More economy gone.
Ah,
He has another one.
he has another one in his hand.
Yes. Which will be his third then.
He's certainly drawing into his King's Roads. There is a raven. Lets him draw 2 cards and gives him a possibility to stop that damn Wintertime Marauder.
So he asks if he may trigger it, and Helmut, he thinks and ponders and then says no, it's okay. But we know that the only cancel he has is to be a Kraken, and he doesn't have any kneeling
Characters.
He's just making sure to not give anything away.
And there was a dissension on board.
Yep.
That's Dark Wing, Dark Words. Every time you play those events, you get so much bang for the buck. You're playing a dissension, which is 1 card away from you, and just 1 card off the board from the opponent. But then you get to draw a card. That's just really nice.
He gets both a Great Keep and a King's Route. This is exactly what he's looking for.
As a fun fact, we can tell you that Jesus is from Malaga originally. He's part of the Zaragoza meta, and he does live in Belgium now. I wonder how long he has to live in Belgium before he starts representing them. Does Belgium have a meta? Is anyone in Belgium playing Game of Thrones?
Yes, I actually played him in the Swiss. Because there is one Belgian guy.
There's one Belgian guy?
Yes, I think it's the 2nd or 3rd year he's coming. Or way more, I don't know. But, yeah, there is a Belgian guy.
Because they kind of squeezed in there between the Netherlands and France, who both have great metas. And then of course, Germany on the other side. And then you just have Belgium left. It's like we're waiting for them to wake up to the only game that matters.
And he refreshes his Spanish flag when it goes dark.
Yeah, he's making it very clear he does not represent Belgium in this challenge.
In case there was
In case anyone was wondering.
Jamie, so now he does have some draw going.
He has some draw going. Although that being his only shadow card, and he got rid of Mira. I don't know if you want to call it some draw or if that was the draw.
That's true. We know that he has Valdes in hand in the Jesus, and he plays Arya.
Well, Varys can't come out anymore unless he discards one of his own allies.
Hungry Mob, I think they're...
A Hungry Mob is worth it to get Varys in play. That 3 strength stealth intrigue.
And gives a card to your opponent. In this case, it's great.
Giving a card to your opponent in this case is fantastic. always a good strategy.
So he's coming through in a power challenge with his Raven, and he's stealthing the Marauders, who are gonna discard another King's Road in this game,
Who are gonna discard yet
in
another
this round.
King's Road. But that will surely be the last.
Can you discard your own?
I mean, you could. And there could be... Let's see. Isn't there another event, the Stark Baratheon event, that lets you steal
Steal them, yeah.
locations if you're
Direct
attacking
assaults.
with someone who has What is the name of it?
Direct assault.
Yeah, if you're attacking with someone who has both a military and a power icon,
Yes.
instead of claim, you get +2 strength and you can steal. Okay, so in theory, he could be playing that, and he could steal yet another King's Road in the future. Then, of course, we would have to look at a very long game, but that's what we're all hoping for, right?
Mm-hmm. So sadly, we don't see exactly how much power Helmut has, because he keeps his power off the...
However, he does have his power tokens up there, and there's 11 of them, so I'm gonna guess he has 4 power.
Okay, so we'll have to keep track on that. Bit of a roundabout way to do things, though.
Bit of a roundabout way to do things, but there is nothing we're not prepared to do to give you the absolutely crispest, most detailed coverage of this epic finale that we're looking at. I mean, really, Greyjoys go out strong, they're choking, they're doing everything they can, and still Stark just keeps answering, keeps yet another thing up, has his hand intact, steals that King's Road, plays another King's Road, stays in the game.
We see Jesus coming through in an intrigue challenge with 2 strength with Asha. He defends with Asha. And when he tries to bring it out, he stands Asha with it to be a Kraken to stand there.
I'm wondering if that was the best use of that. But I guess an intrigue challenge would have...
He loses the challenge and he plays Winter Reserves.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I love that card.
What a card. What a card.
So it's an Tricon, 3 strength. I think...
You can only play it in the winter and only when you lose a challenge.
If you have lost the challenge, it's a challenge phase action. And he has some keywords. I think stealth.
And Helmut must be going, why didn't I save that to be a Kraken?
Yes.
Why was I in such a hurry?
It's not a card that it's played.
You know it
at
doesn't get played a lot when the rules lawyer has to take a look. I like those cards. Those are I mean, old.
I've been trying to fit them into so many decks, but they are cut every single time.
Yeah. There's one too many restriction on them. That being said, in Dark Words, now when he got to play it, he gets to draw a card, he gets a character on the board, a strong one. It's good.
Yeah, Helmut only has good characters out. There's no claim soak at all. Except Vandermeer.
He does have Vandermeer to save someone.
But he discards...
Oh, it's no longer winter.
He uses the Winter Reserves. It has winter as a...
And then he gets rid of the winter. So he's just sneaking it in there. They are both playing an excellent game. And it's far from obvious who's going to win this. There are many choices left to be made.
I'm just thinking Helmut is going to win, but...
Stark is keeping in there. And River Blockade on a setup is usually a great thing, especially if you want to choke. But he hasn't had use for it once.
He's sitting on a series of sisters or something, I think, which would have been great.
Would have been great, but isn't played because of the River Blockade.
So that's his challenges. Helmut should be able to come through in all of the others, unless he has Caitlyn.
And that's another thing. While it looks even, that Asha is just racking up power. 2 extra power each round, and now 1 extra power on Jamie. That's 3 extra power. Quickly goes towards somewhere where the Stark player has to play that Valor.
Does he have a Valor? There is
Does
so
he have a
many
Valor?
Stark Dark Wings out there that
you know
don't play
what?
it.
I have his deck list right here. So let us look. Does he have a Valor? There we are. We're just pulling it up. And there's a Valar Morghulis in there. Because Jesus knows that all men must die. And then be resurrected.
So he's up to 5 power on his renown and 2 on his house card.
Yeah. And he's winning a power challenge each round. The Stark player must hear that there's no... You know, when you have to play Valor against Greyjoy, when you have to play that Valor, when he has saves on the table, you're not winning that game.
Takes a big hand and good economy.
Yeah.
To be able to do it.
Helmut is thinking about doing a power challenge. Of course, Hohberger can block that.
What did he discard with?
The Winter Marauders?
Did he forget?
No, but you
No.
know what? It's not winter anymore.
It's not winter. Okay, fine. Just checking if you have your wits about you.
Thank you.
So Helmut at 10 power.
You know who has wits about him? Helmut. He didn't even try to trigger it.
I would have, for sure.
Oh, me too. And I would have been upset when it didn't work. And of course, that Grey Wind is the reason he doesn't have any claims oak. And now he's contemplating, should I kill Vendemir right off the bat to prevent that aggressive Valor? Vendemir saves himself, but now he can't save anyone else.
Or himself.
This is when you want Curvin out there, holding Vendemir's hand.
Or the Reader for the Valor. And just use the Iron Mines instead.
Yeah. Helmut is up to 10 power by our backward account. And now he must be thinking, should I or shouldn't I Valor? But I'm gonna guess that his response is I shouldn't.
Helmut. No.
But this is what he's thinking right now. This is because he could, and then just save Asha, save Jamie, let the other people die, and see how many cards your opponent can play if you can just run that through.
Okay. Rally
No
Cry.
Valor. Rally Cry. Rally Cry is also really nice right now.
It's very good on Asha.
It's very, very good on Asha.
Make sure that Vendemir is standing for the next plot phase.
Frozen Solid to get that drawback. But Asha has got to be the best. Get Grey Wind off and Asha off. Get rid of the intrigue icon. It's just so many good parts of taking out Asha.
Well, except that winter reserves also have a intrigue icon.
That is true. That is true. You never expect the winter reserve. But getting that drawback. Yeah, look at your hand and say, I would have one more card after that Valor that's coming up. Oh, tough choices. Tough choices. You have our sympathy, Helmut. You could also just get rid of that King's Road.
The winter reserves.
Really? I have a hard time finding arguments for taking out the winter reserve rather than Asha.
Yeah, no. I don't see it.
Me neither.
Yeah, Asha.
There you go.
There you go.
Asha. I mean, I guess she's a 2 strength intrigue. And winter reserve is a 3 strength intrigue.
She's in all the challenges.
She's in all the challenges, though.
And more importantly, Gravent.
Jesus has gotten around the choke. He's looking at the healthy stack of 6 coins right now. And should feel like he can play.
Newly made Lord.
Or newly made Lord to get rid of that. King's Road. It's going to bring Jesus down to 5 coins. Yeah. Oh, distraction to kneel out Asha. That's a big play. And he gets to draw a card for that. Distraction. It's really one of those cards that Darkwing Dark Words just brought back.
Yeah,
I don't know of any decks that played it before Darkwing Dark Words. And I don't know of a single Darkwing Dark Words deck that doesn't play it.
Yeah, it's a good card. It's okay, but drawing a card as well, then it's great. It's so great.
In marshalling.
In marshalling as well, of course.
And of course, in Darkwing Dark Words, you're always looking for events that you can play in all circumstances. And if you're in a circumstance where your opponent doesn't have any military icons, you're probably winning anyway.
You're having a field day. Let's see. Joran. And Mira.
Mira Reed, who wasn't killed, but discarded.
Let's see. Here comes the rules lawyer. So he should draw. He tries to blank Jamie, but Helmut is reminding him
That
I have the first response. So I'm gonna draw a card.
So I'm going to draw a card.
Now
and
you
now
can
it's
make
your response. Tricky, tricky, tricky. And then there isn't much great to blank.
There is still a renown on Jamie that you're afraid of.
There's the renown, but
the stealth.
you're not as afraid. I mean, Asha would have been great to blank, but
And stealth on Baylor.
Stefan, Stealth, and Baylor. Those are 2 good targets. I gotta say that I think he plays with 2 Mirror Reeds in his deck. Let me double check that.
Yeah, he does.
2 Mirror Reeds, 75 cards,
He has both.
and there's the second one.
Well, the first one did get shuffled in. So he didn't get discarded, but
yeah.
it's still pretty lucky.
It's nice. It's nice. Although in this situation, it wasn't very powerful. I don't know if blanking those 2 cards was worth it compared to giving Helmut a card.
What are they? Oh, there
Now
we
they're offering people things to... No, they
go. Shares.
shares, And
let's do the challenge space.
and yeah, why not? We're still friends. We're just doing this in a friendly manner.
So
I'm kneeling down your card. I'm blanking your card, but we're just friends, playing a little bit of hack and sack in the backyard.
And as you said, we're sitting here a week later. We're rested. We've eaten, and these guys, they aren't. What is it? Is it 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, something like that. And there are people crowding them, and it's not a patriarch.
Mm-hmm.
Great card. In this matchup,
Not so much.
not so.
Um,
Especially now that we've already seen all 3 to be a Kraken,
mm-hmm.
which I think is all the events that Helmut has in his deck.
Yep. Did they forget Renown? No, he's blanked, of course.
Yeah. Intrigue. 2 claim. As Asha takes cards out of hand.
Did Helmut pass on making a power challenge? That's interesting.
Yeah. That does look like something he should have done. If nothing else, just to kneel down that hoarder.
Mm-hmm. But it does look like he will be able to defend it now anyway. He wouldn't have won on the power challenge, and he will be able to defend it now.
I guess.
Hmm.
11-8.
And a 2-claim military.
Now finally do we get to see Valor. Take your hand off those iron mines. 2 claim. Oh, wait.
So he really wants to defend this power challenge.
He really wants to defend the power challenge. He wants his power to stay there on her house. On his house.
It is deadly and not stealth, or both, it seems.
Fair enough. Now then. Now will we see the Valor. Asha, James is still on the board.
Mira Reed is sitting out.
As soon as I see her, I look for that Valor. I'm like, this card cannot keep jumping back and forth on me. Against Winds of Winter, that's another 2-claimer, playing heavy aggro out of Stark. Vendemir to save Asha. I'm not sure what he's thinking about. It's gotta be Vendemir to save Asha.
And then, do you save the stealth or the renown?
He saved Vendemir. retreat. He gets to bring back a character.
Who can it be that he wants to save?
What is the actual text of retreat?
So you put him back to hand.
To hand.
When a unique character would die.
And that is indeed Mary Reed.
Yeah.
That's, I mean... See, all the answers. All the time. And there is more economy. And Helmut is reminding his opponent of river blockade.
It seems like it did. He did forgot it, and also it's getting tricky for him now with his marshalling.
Right. If he wants Mirror Read, and he does want Mirror Read, that's 3 of those gold. He's gonna skip on Mirror Read.
He's first player with Northern Cavalry flank. That's pretty great.
That is pretty great, but well, he does have 2 claims, so he gets to steal 2 power first. I don't know, Helmut. I no longer want to be in your shoes. I was longing for that Valar for so long, and now when it's here. Now he wants to play a surprise Lannister card. Just kneel them down.
Enemy Informer out of house.
Enemy Informer out of house. In my choke deck. Unlikely, yes. But man, it would have been a great card right about now.
Would have won them the game, I think.
Well, you know, if he had 5 gold.
True.
Which he definitely doesn't.
Can you check if he's running Marched? I'm thinking no, but...
Who?
Well, the Stark player.
Jesus is not playing March of the One. Oh, then it would have been over. It might be over anyway. Now it's 6, 9, 12. $13. And there he's pulling out his 2 powers to show what's gonna happen. I don't know how far he is from winning. And Helmut does an intrigue and a post, gets renown. And then a military, which is gonna be blocked. And then he's gonna win dominance.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Unopposed.
0 claim. So he's...
Jesus, 0 claim, but Jesus is choosing to be less afraid of your opponent's power and make sure that you get yours. Now he's 1 power away. I can't argue with that logic. And he plays Winter's Festival. No, he does not.
So will he Valor or Betrayal? Or at the gates? At the gates.
At the gates is nice here. At the gates is really nice here.
So it's 14.
He's been saving it for such a long time.
It's 14 to 12.
14 to 12.
I will have to imagine that Helmut is going first.
Yeah, that's not just an imagination. That's for so many reasons. You have an army against you that's standing on attack. They need one power to win. It's just for so many reasons.
Let's see. He's looking for something. He doesn't have very many cards and not very good ones, I think.
He needs a unique character so that he can finally use that Street of Silk. There's so many cards that made such an impression in this game. Can you imagine how the game would have looked if that Frozen Solid hadn't been there? If Helmut would just get one extra card every round, one more challenge to win.
He only plays one Frozen Solid.
One Frozen Solid
Yes.
in his 75 card deck?
Yep.
I have to double check this. He plays one Frozen Solid.
And it's been so key. So key. Support of the Kingdom as well. Very
But
key.
one Frozen Solid. But this is the thing with the Dark World. Like, they always have the thing. And you think that's the thing they want, but they have 10 other things that would also do it for them if this wasn't the thing they had.
Yeah, at this point in the card pool, putting 75 good cards in there isn't that hard.
It's not hard at all. It's not hard at all.
Some, I won't mention names, some are playing 76 cards in Darkwings.
Some are playing 76 cards in the game, and I won't mention other names, but I heard that when someone was commenting on a certain Gradier Darkwing Dark World deck playing Ambitious Oarsman, they said, well, in a 75 card deck, you need to put some bad cards in. And let me tell you, that Ambitious Oarsman, it's there for a reason and a half.
Mm-hmm.
That newly made Lord will not make the difference.
A non-limit. He has to discard his own because it's a non-limited card. It
Yeah.
only has limited in play.
Oh.
But doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
The one gold could have mattered, but it's not too likely.
There we are.
So if he could have discarded the Great Keep and made it winter, he would have had 2 gold. Now he has 3 gold. He plays card in Shadows and then has 1 gold left.
There you go. That's Mirror Read.
He wouldn't have been able to play Mirror Read if he could discard that 1 gold.
Blanking Asha.
Mm. I wonder if he had a different play. He has only 1 card in hand, I think.
So he made it winter.
Mm-hmm.
The opponent has an income of 4. So that's 3. Yeah.
Now, of course, he wanted to make it winter anyway because he has the plot active, but...
That's true.
A blank Asha...
And now he's thinking, how can I get to 15? Because if I don't get to 15, surely my opponent will. With a blank Asha, I'm afraid, Helmut, you cannot. Mirror Read. coming back over and over. That retreat. I mean, so many. This is a great game. I like this. Why are we playing 2.0 when this game exists? This is a fantastic game. We should be playing this game.
We should, but there's this company that doesn't support it anymore.
But Retreat. Imagine how long it takes until your card pool is so big that you can bring out Retreat.
Out of the core set. And it's great.
Wintertime Reserves. And these are the cards that are winning you the game. I like it.
I love it.
And there's Asha coming in for what must be a military.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure that because those kneels down his flanks.
If he does,
let's count it. If he does kneel down his flanks,
he will come through in a 2-claim power challenge.
He will come through in a 2-claim power challenge. He will come through in a 2-claim power challenge anyway.
Yeah, because
if he doesn't kneel down the flanks, of course he's taking 2-claim.
Yeah.
Which let us presume will not be the flanks. Now, had Asha not been blanked there, had he been able to do that intrigue challenge first, into that military challenge, getting renown in both cases.
Would you make the intrigue first? With Lou in there, maybe he looks for no quarter, oops, and then you make the military and you die. I think I would have made the military first.
Well, if I'm losing the intrigue, it's because he knelt down both of his intrigue icons. Mm-hmm. In which case he doesn't have a unique character for the no quarter. See?
So either way it works.
Unless
he has it in a
set. Unless he has whatever the name of the killing with a war crest.
Price put to the sword? Not to put to the sword. It's the other one.
Price of war?
No. Maybe it is put to the sword. Yeah, it is. Yeah, of course it is.
Someone can make a comment on it on the YouTube video.
I thought it was different.
And call us noobs for not knowing.
Yeah, it's die by the sword.
Die by the sword. There you go.
Or routing the charge. Another good Stark core set event that gets to see play because of Dark Wings.
Remind us, what does a routing the charge do?
So after you win a challenge on the defense, you get to kill a participating character, and it cannot be saved.
It's a nice event.
And there's the power challenge.
It
gets balked.
Well, I would hope so, because otherwise Helmut wins right away. Mm-hmm. It isn't that late. And now Exos is left with no power icon standing. And he will...
I think it looked like he was making a joke. Oh, to be a wolf. But no.
He has to go military here, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
That has to be military.
Yeah. It's an intrigue.
It's a
great wick. I think with playing out newly made lore, discarding your own location, mating in winter, that card in hand, probably not so great. So I think military would have been better.
But he knew he had to play the Valor.
Mm-hmm. Now comes a Valor versus Retaliation.
Oh, actually, it was probably just the right thing to do. Say that last card...
Risen from the Sea.
Is a Risen from the Sea.
Of course. But he should have scouted the deck properly, and then he would know.
No, there's no reason to it. But you can't scout the deck that properly. Risen to the Sea in that instance... That would have been it. So I think Intrigue was the right choice, especially since you know you're gonna bother.
Mr. Wyman gets discarded because it's winter again. We see a Jorah and a Caitlyn. He has great characters in hand. Helmut has 2 cards.
That he just drew.
And he's down a lot of power now.
He's down a lot of power. Exodus is up to 13. And it was so close. It was so close. So Jorah, that's it. That's all I need, he says. I have stealth. I have a Tricon. Bring it.
Doesn't have any claims, so he can't win this round unless he also wins dominance. But...
which is going to be hard to do with 0 gold.
He has 1 gold.
1 gold left? Oh, there it is.
Looks like he finally drew
He drew into a character?
It's
Ouch. Let's be honest, this is not the character he was looking for. Oh.
Not now.
One turn too late. Too late.
Oh. If not for the Frozen Solid, I would have been there 2 or 3 turns ahead.
Those 2 saves would have been that would have.
And no, that's not fun.
That's yeah. Helmut gets the. This is what you get for holding on your hand throughout the game. He has held up a very impressive hand, even against Kings of Winter, who keeps pulling that extra card of him after draw, and Jesus has still just sat there, representing Zaragoza, saying, "I'm gonna have my cards in hand. I'm gonna sit here with 5 or 6 cards, and play them just when I need them."
He made sure he had 2 or 3 characters after his own Valor. He also had 3 characters after his opponent's Valor.
Without any real draw, mind you.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets something back for every time he plays the event. But that's not real draw.
No, that's a replacement effect.
It's a replacement effect.
So yeah. Has he drawn a single card this game outside of playing events?
Not draw naturally, but a lot of his plots, and we see this more and more. A lot of the plots is just that 1 extra card. I get another Raven. I get another character. I get to play.
Yeah. No quarter, Damon Dance for me, Caitlyn, and an event. This is... Gets looked for ghosts. We know that it's the only thing he can look for.
So exactly what does Fury of the Kraken do to Stark?
Discard a character after you win a military challenge. Which is great. He does go first, but...
He still needs to top deck some pretty amazing characters right now, because...
I don't see how he's getting through. And defending a power. Or unopposed.
Well, if he gets... Well, we know that Jesus has characters on hand and can play characters.
I think that was an event that's... I'm not sure what it might be. I didn't recognize
Arya
it.
Stark.
Would have been great.
Let's see. 2 Wintertime Marauders.
What is that event?
There's 2 more.
Oh, it's Lay Waste. It's
Yeah.
new location discard.
Anti-location. See, that's the thing. Had Helmut drawn into those Iron Cliffs earlier, played it earlier, and then we see a Lay Waste. And we would have been sitting here saying, oh, that's just the 1 card out of the 75. But the truth is, there's so many answers.
Balon.
Balon is a very good card right here.
But
He needs another one. And a wintertime road. That's some very decent top decking.
Yes. Yeah.
It is hard to imagine better top decking, to be honest. That's just about.
Street of Sisters. So he does have 2 characters, and they're both 5 strength.
They're both 5 strength.
And one has renown.
That being said, there's going to be an unopposed intrigue against him. That's 1 power.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to take a power and protect.
But so he can take a power if he wins a power, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And
but he can get rid of. If he wins at military, he gets rid of the only power icon that Jesus has. You know what he doesn't have any use for? Those wintertime marauders.
could actually go to another game here. Another round.
Could it?
Could. So
No, because if he attacks the military now,
yeah.
that's 5 strength.
Oh well.
Well, he can't use both. Because then he can't come in power. If he can't come in power, then...
And it's realized he has no quarter in hand. So.
He has no quarter in hand. That's not what
and
you want.
stealth on Yora. So he will.
So if he attacks for 5, gets blocked by 6, his other character gets killed off, and that's game. No, because he can save him.
He can save him, of course.
He can save him.
Of course.
Okay.
It's great joy.
It's great joy.
Okay,
but
so-
still, attack with 5 strength. Daemon and Ghost goes down. And
then he has to do a power challenge.
yeah, but
And then
he
Jorah
takes come back in a power challenge, unopposed, and on power. So he can't do that.
Really does look like it's game.
Helmut decides to look at it carefully. Make sure he doesn't make any mistakes in the last minute.
And he has 2 gold for dominance as well.
Yes.
If he doesn't steal any, he could just pass and win. And win on dominance.
Yeah. Jesus must be thinking, I don't know what I'm missing on the board here, but it looks to me like I'm the new European champion of Game of Thrones 1.0. Possibly the last one ever. Is that really your card? Is that also your card? Do you have all 3 of those characters, really? Yes. All 3. All 3 are mine. They are all on my side. I get to control them. Really, says Helmut? Isn't there a rule against this? I'm pretty sure I read there was a rule against this. Let me fill my thumbs for a while and think about what rules I could come up with. That what I really want here is your characters should be less. 1 less. That's all I'm asking. And there's so little, right? If one of those characters had been
if one of them didn't have a military icon.
Then one of them was neutral.
Non-unique, yes.
Non-unique.
Then it would have been chosen for claim.
No, then he would come in power first with the Wintertime Marauder for 5 strength.
And then military.
And then military. How many plots has it gone?
It's the 8th, right?
It's the 8th plot. So if he were to survive this round, which we don't think he is, but if he were to survive this round, he can play Vala next round.
Yeah.
2 saves on the board. Just saying.
So his opponent has 1 power too much. 1 power.
1 power too much. 1 more. You'll be racking your brain going through the whole game. What unopposed challenge should I not have let through?
I think I remember him playing Betrayal in the Stark deck.
The Stark deck does play Betrayal at the wall.
But he hasn't played it. So he posted a deck that he didn't play. He's lying. Because we know, of course, they checked the decks. This is the deck list he turned in and he's playing with, but...
The Betrayal wasn't in there.
He's posting a falsified deck on Aegis cards, fooling us.
This is outrageous.
Maybe he plays 3 Frozen Solids and he wasn't lucky to get it.
15 Frozen Solids. 5 plots. We have no idea what this deck is doing.
We thought we were so smart, checking the deck list while we were casting.
Well, we were so smart.
We were.
Because we found out this great betrayal. We're going to call it the Betrayal. Helmut is racking his brain.
I think he has realized there is nothing he can do.
There is nothing he can do. So close. So close.
With only what's on the board, he can't do anything.
I don't think so either. And there is only the things that are at the board because Helmut doesn't have a hand. And if there is a card whose hand that could help Helmut, I don't think he'll play it.
I don't think so either.
He's that type of guy. He's in collusion with himself. He'll just make sure he wins instead. No, Helmut, you're on your own here. The only one person at this table thinking about you winning is you.
Jesus is getting tired of waiting for the win, I think.
So now he's pointing, that's your character. These are my characters. That's your character, and you can't do it.
I can do this and this and this, and you can lose.
If Sam had an icon? Sure, if Sam had an icon. But Sam doesn't have an icon. So you have this character, and you have this character, and I have these 3 characters. And my characters are great. I like my characters. There it is. There it is. The end. The end. What a game. What an impressive game.
Back and forth, lots of smart moves. It's great.
This is
Didn't see any obvious mistakes. Nothing I could catch at least.
Well, it was that time when Helmut discarded his own
Yes.
King's Road instead of the opponent's King's Road, which we all agreed was
a massive mistake.
A massive mistake. other than that, I think they played and fantastic decks, fantastic players. And I saw Helmut afterwards. I saw him the day after, and he thrilled. I mean, if he was heartbroken over this loss, you couldn't see it on him. I think they both agreed that this was a very, very good game.